the book. It's going to make the goal. I'm not even close to being worried. It is done. God said it's done. For you, I would say I'll have you answer this question. When you are no longer here on this plane, what do you want people to say about you?
It's so funny. I don't know what it is about people in this question on legacy. I literally don't care. So for me, I care that I get, listen, if when I die, my book is no longer here, my story is no longer here, the name Fawn Weaver belongs to somebody else and they never knew there was another Fawn Weaver, I literally don't care. There's no aspect of me that cares that people remember me when I'm gone. What I care about is I get to heaven and my God says, my good and faithful servant. That's all I care about. So people, I think a lot of the challenges and frustrations that people experience in this world, and I think this is something that broke down for me in that bed, in that hospital bed. I don't live this life for people to remember me. That means I get to move through this life with a level of freedom that I think a lot of people don't have. I get to say exactly what I believe, whether or not it goes contrary to culture. I don't care if you agree with how I live, what I do, what I say, because I'm not looking for your praise. I'm not looking for your words. My obituary could be a blank sheet of paper as far as I'm concerned. I know a lot of people like to write their obituary. Cool. Give me a blank sheet and sprinkle my ashes over some river somewhere and let them flow. I don't care. What I care about is, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's it.
Oh, come on. Come on. That is so good. And that's the first time I've ever heard that answer. That's the first time I've ever heard anybody say that.
But then
that's different.
But you've been around me, so now you know the freedom that I experience in real life. I'm not barreled by anything.
Correct.
That's because I'm not doing anything for anybody here. So when I give, I don't have an expectation of gaining anything from the person I'm giving to, because I'm not giving to that person to get something back. There's a lot of freedom when your entire life is giving to other people, expecting nothing back from them, but expecting it to come back from God. That's a different level of freedom. So that's the freedom that I operate in. I give freely when I'm like, I'm backing, I'm supporting Lovey. We're going everybody all in, but I'm expecting nothing back from Lovey. Nothing. I don't want people I'll give things to people and I will tell them, don't give me a break on the price of this. I told you that too. Don't give me a deal, because I'm not doing it with an expectation that I get something back from you. That's not who I'm looking for the repay from, ever.
So God is the one that's got the gift for you.
That's it. You can't give me what he can give me. So whatever you gave me, if I was looking for something for you, what you're going to get back to me was shortchange me. Because he owns everything. So I want the bigger bag. I don't want what you could give me. I want the bigger bag. That comes from him. So there's a lot of things people see that happen in my life where it would seem like, this person came out of nowhere and just helped to elevate my business or just helped to take me to another level. And someone will look at that and be like, man, it's like she just has people coming out from all over the place helping set her up. And I'm like, yeah. That's because I don't have that. I didn't have that expectation when I gave to this person, when I gave to this person, when I did the amount of time. My time is my most valuable thing. I freely give that to people so regularly that it's surprising to people. When I still respond to every DM, I respond to all my comments. Like, that is something that's rare. I don't block nobody on social media, ever. That's the thing that is I think different for people. Now, here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I will restrict somebody's comments if it seems as though they're trying to hijack my page. I don't have it happen very often, but I'd probably say a couple times a month I'll have to restrict someone. Yeah. But the reason why I don't block them is I still want them to see what I have to say. I just don't want them hijacking my page and deterring the conversation. But I think it's important that communication still happens. So if they want to reach into me and they want to share something, that it may be at a different point in their life when they have an ability to understand a little better because they had a different experience. So I want them to reach in, and I'm going to give them, share with them whatever the Lord tells me to share with them at that time. So I move in such a way my freedom is other level. I move in such a way that when I say something, I don't have an expectation that you will agree with me. When I give, I don't have an expectation that I will receive something back from you. So my movement is just different because I'm not living from my obituary.
Let me out. Where's the TED Talk? This is all the TED Talk. See, listen, first of all, I thank God for you. I thank God for you honoring not just the obedient assignment, but the assignment, part of the assignment for you is also in you being this person.
Yeah.
Because you're showing what is possible, what is different, what is, attainable for all of us in a certain way if we actually do some of the work. It is such a revolution to hear this. Like, there are people who are going to be listening to this who have never heard some of these words before, who've never heard this. I've heard it because I've talked to you. Like, this is the conversations you get from Fawn, even when you're standing outside, standing by an elevator, loitering at 2:00 in the morning at a conference. Like, this is who she is at all times. This is not just a press interview. And I am thankful for your sisterhood because you have shown me how sisterhood is a verb, truly. And I am deeply grateful. Your belief in God is bringing me back to my deep connection.
Yeah.
And that in itself is something I am boundlessly thankful for.
Oh, I'm thankful for you. I'm grateful that the world has you and has your heart and has your intelligence. I am grateful for that.
Man. So this is amazing. I will see you in Chicago for the Love and Whiskey tour in Chicago. Y'all, the tour begins across the country. Tell us where people need to find tour information.
Yeah, so you can just go to loveandwhiskeybook.com, loveandwhiskeybook.com, and all the information, the tour, the book, but we have laid this thing out. Thank you, Lovey, for helping with the strategy on this. We have laid this thing out where it will be impossible for you to miss the book. You won't be able to go through an airport without seeing it. You won't be able to go into any of your bookstores without seeing it. This is a book that will be so visible.
Facts.
It's just a little less visible than Michelle Obama, but it is, and I don't know. And then we may be neck and neck in visibility once this thing comes out because we have laid this out in such a way where you will not be able to travel the world and not see this book.
We literally had to pull back on strategy. Because we were like, we're selling too many copies.
Oh, actually, it's the conversation this morning. I don't know if you've seen it in the Slack, but it was the conversation this morning. Then there's this balance that you taught us with regard to making sure that Amazon is only 50% of the book sales. Well, in this day and age, that's almost impossible. So the level of strategy that is having to go in that every single time Amazon sales are going up, we've got to make sure all the other booksellers are going up. So the strategy is other level.
Correct.
It was no joke, but it'll, we have in fact sold too many books. and that's for week one. And that
we have sold too many books.
Yeah, we've pre-sold too many books, and we're not
probably week 2 at this point. So we
still have 2 solid weeks before this book comes out, and so we've not even really done the launch week push at all. So that's going to be interesting, and we haven't really done any press around the book yet. And Lord knows there's going to be an insane amount of press around it. So that's going to be the challenging part is having the sales where we want it to be on the weeks that we want it to be, so that this isn't something that is, hits the New York Times, falls off the next week or 2 weeks later. We want there to be this momentum that continues to sustain it. And that takes a lot of strategy. So thank you for helping us to lay that out, because none of us knew how to do that, including my publisher. And they're great. Love, love, love my publisher. But this is just a different level of strategy.
Yes. And even when I drop this episode, it's going to be based on that strategy. So I'm going to pick the week that this episode is going to drop.
Yep.
So we can coordinate it to when we need them numbers. So yes.
Yep.
This is exciting.
Yeah. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for saying
Appreciate
yes.
it.
Thank you for championing me. Thank you for your honesty. And this was a blessing to so many people and me. Like, this was not just the business strategy thing. No, I need y'all to hear the approach that allows you to live a purpose-driven life with peace. Not necessarily ease, with peace, even as things might be going around you. So I'm excited to see where Love and Whiskey goes, see what the next announcement is, see what the next acquisition is.
This
And
conversation,
make it back to the lake house.
this conversation was about roots. It was about what's under the ground. We usually, when we're talking about business, we're always for business, marriage, life. We're focused on the flowers.
Yeah.
But the conversation that people don't have is on the part that's underneath the soil and the soil itself. So this conversation was soil and roots. I'll let all the other business people take care of the flowers.
Oh, it's so good. I can't take it. From one fave to another.
Oh,
I so appreciate you. Thank you so much for your
appreciate you,
time.
Larry. I appreciate you.